What do being crew? It's your boy Savon Thomas, back with another episode of Coffee and Comments. Today we're going to review the movie The Black Book. Was it good? Was it bad? Let's talk about it. But first, let's take a sip. Welcome back. Again, this is a review of the movie The Black Book. This is a Nigerian-based movie, or Nigerian, I won't call it born, but made Nigerian Nollywood movie that's made its way to Netflix and really has made its round around Netflix. I saw this at the recommendation of a friend, Ziona, who's actually been on a couple of our Coffee with Friends podcasts, and she also recommended to me another Nigerian show, Blood Sisters, that we reviewed as well. So, good stock here. Took her recommendation seriously, and so I checked this one out. Based off a TikTok she sent me, and I enjoyed this movie. The cool thing about this movie too is the budget for it was only $1 million, right? For those who don't know, like $1 million sounds like a lot because it is a lot of money to most people. But for like a movie budget, most movies are, I don't know, 50 times that, $50 million, $60 million, if not more. You think of some of the Marvel movies, those are like $200 million for those movies to make those movies, right? Because the thought is we're going to recoup that. So for this movie, it's really well done. Like there's parts of it where you're like, that could have been a little bit better, or the CGI definitely could have been a lot better, the action scenes, but overall, like the plot, the acting is very well done, right? So for those that haven't seen like the trailer or you have like TikToks about this movie, it's about this Nigerian man, and really it's about the corruption in Nigeria. But a Nigerian man who's he's an ex-military or ex-black op military. He's become a pastor. His son ends up getting killed because of a situation going down with like these dirty cops kill his son because they're working with this drug kingpin. And so this guy really he's trying to clear his son's name because his son's being claimed he's a criminal. And he's like, my son's not a criminal, what's going on here? And so all these different things he gets into, trying to figure out like what's going on, who, killed my son, essentially is what he's trying to do. And again, it reminded me of like Equalizer. Like I pegged this as like a Nigerian Equalizer movie. But from what I've seen in a lot of the different like Nollywood Nigerian movies, their style is a little bit overly dramatic. And at points it got a little bit too much for me, where I'm like, okay, this is a little bit too much. Like it's just a little over the top sometimes. But overall, very enjoyable movie. Like there's times in the movie where I'm like, like one of the things that they did, they break the fourth wall a lot. They don't look at the camera. I don't know if they know they're doing it or if like it's like just a habit or what. But there's some things inside there like that I see within like lower budgeted movies that I enjoy. But overall, if you check out this movie, I think you'll enjoy it because there is good action. It's a good plot line. Every single actor, I don't know majority of the actors in there. Actually, I don't know any of the actors prior to me watching this movie. In this movie, I do hope that they get into like bigger budgeted films that kind of grows. Whoever made this movie, they grow their budget to do even more movies because it's a very good movie for being lower budget. It does showcase more of Nigeria. As a person that's never been to Lagos, I don't know how to pronounce it properly. I did enjoy seeing like what it actually looks like, right? How it depicts, because a lot of times you see like Africa depicted, it's either like the safari or it's like this super bush Africa, and so it's good to see just like cities. Like it's like Nigeria has cities, with Lagos being the biggest of all of them, the capital. My one question that I did have from this movie is how much corruption is there in Nigeria, and is it to the extent that this movie showcased, right? We see a lot of corruption, a lot of like people pulling strings, and if you get into a conversation with me about any government, I will always tell you the majority of them are like shadow governments. They're run by different people, even the United States, as much people don't want to believe that. But this movie just really showcased like how much of like even the police force is really just dictated by just kingpins, like drug kingpins. And it's kind of crazy. So I'm curious, all my Nigerian friends, how much of this movie actually depicts, what actually happens in Nigeria. For those that have seen the movie, let me know in the comments what you think about that. But overall, I gave this movie a 7.2 out of 10. I will put this on a medium dark roast list. Enjoyable movie. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's on Netflix. But appreciate you guys for tuning in to another episode of Coffee and Comments.